Hello, my name's Daniel. This lighting's not that good, but we're gonna go with that anyways. And um, yeah, today I just decided to create a video, and whatever comes through comes through. And what I'm going to talk about is the power of kindness and how it can transform everything. It's light flashing back here. It's like I'm an alien. Kindness is the path to awaken not just you, but the world. And I've been reading about this, thinking about this. Yes, I think meditating on this. Like, can kindness be the path towards your dreams, towards your healing, towards fixing problems, creating solutions? And from what I've read and what I've studied and what I've seen, it is the only way that's going to work. You can't heal anything without kindness. Kindness towards yourself, kindness towards others, kindness towards the earth, kindness towards what you've done. You can't change behaviors by being mean to yourself, only kind to yourself. Kindness is more motivating than punishment. And I don't think just spiritually, but also scientifically, we're going to slowly start to find this out, that this punishment, beating yourself up, pushing yourself, telling you you're not doing things right, isn't worked. It's driven us mad, and it's caused heart disease. It's caused mental health disorders at record rates, suicide at record rates. And when I ask why, it's that we're not very kind to ourselves. I would think even hundreds of years ago, you living in a small town, you were, say, a coal miner. I don't know what's coming to my mind. You wouldn't know really what other people are doing. You would think that was just your life. So you'd be okay with it. You'd be kind to yourself. Well, I'm working for my family, I'm working in a coal mine, this is okay. Now everyone has to be famous, everyone has to make it, everyone has to be an entrepreneur, everyone has to be successful. It's kind of, no one can be successful if everyone's successful. At every moment, there wouldn't be success, right? It's like there can't be a winner if there's no loser. And by means, I'm not saying not to be successful, not to make it, but that doesn't bring happiness. Kindness towards yourself, kindness towards others will bring you happiness. You can be a narcissist that's successful and be very unhappy. If you're not kind to others, you are only putting those words in your subconscious bank. So whatever you say about others or yourself is put into a bank account. And if you're saying mean things or negative things about people, it doesn't matter if it's you, about you, or others. It puts a negative in your bank account. And it's going to create unhappiness. That's why bullies are unhappy just as much as the people being bullied, right? Usually the bully is very unkind to themselves. They beat other people. They're constantly saying unkind things to others. So they drop down in happiness. And the person being bullied is usually beating themselves up in their brain. It's the bully victim mentality. And the only way to heal this is through kindness. The person that's the victim needs to be kind to themselves. Usually, if you're listening to me, you're an empath. You weren't a bully. So you need to be kind to yourself. That's the way you heal. You're already probably kind to others. You're just not kind to yourself. While the bully or the narcissist has to learn to be kind to others because they're kind of already self-absorbed. So being kind to others is their healing. But it comes down to this idea of being kind, which is different than just being nice, because nice has this fakeness to it. Being kind has more of this genuineness to it. I like that word better. You could use being nice, but I like using the word being kind. And it's because kindness is a gentleness. And if I thought this world needs anything, it is less pushing forward momentum, pushing forward people that are putting themselves on their bootstraps. Really needs more gentleness. Really needs people giving themselves a break. You don't ever have to be a big success. You can just be kind of mediocre in society's eyes, right? You could just work a job your whole life, pay the bills. It's not a job that, you enjoy it, you enjoy people, but it's not something that brings you tremendous, it's not everything for you, but you're kind to people. You can change the world as a plumber, being kind to every customer that comes, more than someone that's a business owner that is mean to everyone. You could be Steve Jobs and be an a-hole and only bring people down. Be a nerd, a person that ended up bullying people because he was bullied. He wasn't kind to himself, so he wasn't kind to others. Or be a kind plumber. And I would say being a kind plumber is much more successful than being Steve Jobs. People look at, say, Donald Trump. Don't follow him. It's ridiculous. He's a president. People don't think he's successful. But the homeless person on the street that's kind to you is more successful. So what I want to do is change the measurement of success. When you look at your day, it's not how much money you made. It's not how good of a grade you got on your test or how good of a performance evaluation you got. None of that. Throw all that away. And I'm an expert at holding on to it too. So by the means, I've been judging myself for not being successful for a long time. It's okay. What if it was just okay that you were just a kind person? What if that was the question? Grateful Dead, I forget exactly which song, but the question is, are you kind? I think it's Uncle John's band, but Grateful Dead band's gonna drive me crazy. But that's what matters. Are you kind to other people? My look of you, if I was going to performance evaluate you in life, if this actually existed, if I was like at the end of your life, right? You were going to go into heaven. It wouldn't be if you did your chores. It wouldn't be if you did the right things. It wouldn't be if you made lots of money. You'd be like, were you kind in that life? Guarantee you it's going to affect how many people come to your funeral. It's how kind you were. You could be famous. That's the other path. It's a risky path. But being kind is going to bring, one, happiness to you. But there's nothing scientifically or spiritually that brings more lowering of stress than being kind or serving others. And being kind, I think, is part of that, right? And I'm by no means am I perfect at that in my personal life. It's always an ideal, right? We're always chasing an ideal of kindness. The kinder we can be, the thing from my grandma, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Where did that go? Even if you're going to bring up something like you're fired, how kind can you be about that? This is kind of the nuances, right? Because you got to break up with people. Sometimes you got to move friendships. Like you got to move out. You got to quit jobs. You got to do things that require difficult conversations. But can you be kind about it? And that's, if there was a test of life, It would be how conscious, how kind, how gentle can you react to the things in your view? When someone yells at you, how kind can you be? It doesn't mean you don't just walk away. That's being kind. As kind as you can be. That'd be more kind than punching back. If someone insults you, do you insult them back? Can it be that simple that we just have to be kind? Can it be that simple? You don't have to make a bunch of money. You don't have to pay off your debt if you have it. You don't have to be beautiful. You don't have to lose weight. You don't. I am dating someone so beautiful, and the thing that makes me love her is that she's kind. She's beautiful physically, but that is what matters in the end. The kindness and the love you felt with others in moments of time in this fleeting existence is what matters. And yes, we want to create and we want to follow our passions and all those things. But I just want to make things real simple. I don't really care if you become a successful writer, poet, musician, businessman, whatever you think you need to be. I don't care. That is all accessories. But the core is being kind and love. Corny as it sounds. Can it be that simple? I pray and hope it is. Because really, that's the world I want to see. And I think from a kind world, everyone will be much more inclined to follow their hearts and passions. When they know if they fail and they fall and they trip, people will be kind to them, not laugh at them or tell them they did something wrong. People would be able to take risks. They would follow their dreams because they would know there was kindness from themselves and others surrounding them. There wouldn't be punishments. Instead of being a punishment-filled society, we'd be a kind, loving, and joyful society. Because we'd be kind to ourselves, we'd be kind to others. You look at, I heard a dog bark, so I'll go think of a dog. If you're not kind to it, what happens? And dogs they're conscious and they have personalities. I love animals, but there's less complexity, so they're easier to look at, right? This is why scientists study animals. But if you belittle a dog and punish it, one, you can get it to do anything. So you can dupe someone through punishment to do what you want them to do. But if you're kind to a dog and motivate it through reward, you can do the same thing. And it's actually more powerful and quicker. You can heal trauma through neuroplasticity by being kind to others. The evidence that being kind is the answer is overwhelming. I don't find any other. I don't find really a punishment. Now, I'm not saying someone that's really hurting someone, or someone that's a rapist, would be allowed to be in the world, but we'd be kind to them when they're in prison, not beat them up. You're just creating more of a monster. But you put them in a safe place and you help them rehabilitate. If you feel like they're better, or maybe they stay there forever, but you're kind. You're kind. It'd be like eating your food. It's the same concept. You're kind to the animals if you eat animals. You're kind to the chickens if they lay eggs. You're kind to the plants. You don't spray poison on them. Then you get more nutrients. Like, the evidence of having to be kind to the things is just, it's everywhere. You're kind to your car, you give it an oil change, you get it tuned up, you get it new tires, it runs better. You don't beat it up. You don't drive it. You be kind to it. You accelerate slowly, you brake slowly. Then it lasts longer. Where's the evidence that being gentle and kind isn't the answer? And I'm not saying, even if you call someone out, can you do it in a gentle, kind way? Hey, like, I really love you and care about you, and the one thing I see is that, like, you haven't done your chore, you haven't vacuumed. Like, I know we're really busy and things are happening, but do you mind? It'd really help me out, and I think it'd make you feel good if you could vacuum the floor. I might yell at you. I don't want to vacuum the floor. Okay, you don't want to vacuum the floor. I hear you. And you've done so great in school, and you're doing so great in so many things. I'm so thankful for it. And you vacuumed the floor before. I'm very thankful for that. And if you could get to it, that'd be great. Keep on doing that. And then they yell back, I'll do what I want. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. I really appreciate that. And when you get to it, I'll really appreciate that you did that. Someone can't be mean to you for very long if you're nice to them back. Usually teenagers are fighting against their parents because their parents are trying to control their teenagers. They haven't used kindness, they've used punishment. So you have basically a prison, and they're fighting back. So you created this power dynamic that's always going to create that friction. But if you, as the parents or the other person, let go of your power and give it back to them, they're going to want to do the thing. It might take weeks. They might not do their chore for a week. But just let that go. The idea is to motivate them to be more kind, not to get them to do the chore. And I know it's mind-boggling how simple it is. But you have to let go of all these expectations and attachments of getting stuff done. Like, that's important. What's like, people, including myself, done this. We work ourselves to death because we're not being kind to ourselves. We'd rather make more money than take care of our health. As if that ever works out. We work ungodly hours to save for things later, retirement, and we work jobs we don't like. That's not really being kind to ourselves. And the more kind we are to ourselves, the easier it is to make those decisions that are best for us, to eat healthier, to eliminate addictions. Be gentle with ourselves. Be gentle with our hearts. To be gentle with what's going through. How simple is it to just be kind to all parts of us? What if We didn't have to achieve anything for a while. I know when I said that, my body just relaxed. What if you didn't have to achieve for a while? You didn't have anyone grading you. We have an internal teacher in us always grading us for how well we're doing. What if you just threw that away? I'm not saying to go drink a bunch of alcohol and do a bunch of drugs or any of those things. Guarantee you, by being kind to yourself, those things will just fall off. Water, just flow away. Because the kinder you are to yourself, the less you'll need those things. And it'll take time to flow away. For me, drank alcohol, did a bunch of plant medicine, been sober, feels so much better. It took a long time being kind to myself to get there. We all have addictions. They'll flow away when they're supposed to. It'll be like, oh, they'll just go. And you might have ups and downs with it, but they'll just go. We don't have to will ourselves to do it. We can be gentle. We can be calm. We can be at ease with it flowing away to wherever it's going to go. I do these weird hand motions. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like an Italian talking, but just in the spiritual, energetic way. Take a deep breath. Allow it to flow through. Kind to yourself. Every part of your life will come together when it's supposed to. Not by the will, your mind, by the love of your heart. That might be the corniest thing I've ever said. But it feels very true. It's a new consciousness. You might feel, about this many times, that you are in kind of a world of insanity. People are insane. They're all, I used this example earlier. It's like everyone's in a bar fight. You're sitting in the corner of the bar, hopefully with water. I'm like, what's going on? I'm going to stay out of that. Follow that. Be kind. Don't fall into the trap of fighting. You're going to be way too tired to fight. I know for me, getting through the day is enough. And the kindness and the gentleness we can flow through ourselves and flow through others will change the world. I saw this image a long time ago. It was a message, felt like from Mother Teresa. And it showed how one person affecting one person affects another person, affects another person, affects another person, affects another person. Like it's just like, it's like a dominoes falling over. And I think we all know that subconsciously. Like we know that one thing can affect a lot of people, but seeing it, like you being nice to the person at the cash register, telling them, I hope your day gets better, can flow so far. You don't have to be a famous person. You don't have to be way out there. You don't have to 1 million followers. You can affect one person. You affect the world. I know that's corny, but it's true. You can be a gardener. You can work at a coffee shop and change the world. You can work at a fast food restaurant. You can work at a business. But your job at the business, again, is not to do the job. Do the job enough. It's to be kind to people at the job. You're there to be an angel there, wherever there is. At least while you're there. Because by being kind to each person, it uplifts you. You're hearing kindness to yourself. And by feeling kinder to yourself, you can then take the inspired action to leave if that's what you're supposed to do, or stay if that's what you're supposed to do. It fills you up. You're being kind. Think of it as a video game. The more kind you are to others, the more points you get to spend later on power-ups to power you to a different thing. Or you get more money in that account so you can spend it. I know other teachers talked about this, but it comes from psychology, it comes from account teaching, it comes from lots of different places. That you have to have positive interactions and relationships to build yourself forward. So for me, this is like a lifetime of thinking. I think about Martin Luther King and how he was kind to the bigot, right? That was the way to go. If we're going to heal hate, we have to be kind to the hater or ignore them. But that's being more kind than yelling back. If you don't like Trump supporters, you don't like the other side, being mean to those people is not going to fix it. It creates more conflict. It's fighting at the bar fight. When people are already fighting, you don't go fight with them. You step back and be kind or walk away or leave. And that's okay to do. If you have to leave, I've had situations I had to leave. It's okay. If you can't be kind, leave. It's okay. Protect yourself. If you're in an abusive situation, definitely leave. If you're feeling really, really down or suicidal, call someone. That's being kind to yourself, asking for help. But you ask this question, what would kindness do? And follow that. I think of my grandpa, and the funny thing about my grandpa, who I love, who passed, I'm seeing the little ski guy there. It's from him. Like, why people loved him was not because of the job he did. And yes, he did do a good job and help schools and helped a lot of people. But the most beautiful thing was how kind he was to people and how he wanted to include everyone in the fun. And that's what makes a man or a person a successful person in the end. It's how kind they were to others. It's the only measure of success. So if you're kind, if you're a nice person, I will say you're a success. And if you're not very kind to others, we have some work to do. And that's okay. I'll be kind to you too, but we have work to do. And that's okay. The only way to make those people kind is to be kinder than they can even imagine kindness could even be. So how nice and how brilliant can you shine? That's all you have to do, whatever you are. That's your mission. So if you needed a mission and a purpose, be kind. People love Jesus and Buddha because of their patience and kindness. And yes, they did great things like Gandhi, those Zen masters, they did. But they did it all through kindness. There's one thing, the revolutions of any revolutionary that actually was looked at as great was they were kind while they did it. And yeah, I want to bring forth through my being a kindness revolution. It's a revolution of kindness. Like, how kind can we be? That's the revolution. I don't know what the revolution is going to result in. Hopefully, more kindness. But I think that's a beautiful way to end that. I think that's what I'll call the video, is the kindness revolution. It's just like writing a paper, you write the title at the end. Well, thank you so much for listening. That was super fun. That was a weird smile. Like, well, I love you all so much, whoever you are. And I send so much kindness to your heart, to the energetic waves that exist all around us. And the more we can pulsate love into those waves, the better radio stations we'll get to listen to. I love you all. See you next time.